Okay, so I need to make something extraordinarily clear off the rip on this. If you're clicking into the stream based off of the title, know that we go over a ton of different headlines, but of course going to cover specifically what you are reading when you click into this. But welcome to another edition of XFeed where we go over all the news and happenings across collectibles. We have news around The Office. We have Logan Paul that's switching from Pokemon into One Piece, as people like to do whenever something is hot. There is a new ice cream machine that apparently everybody wants. We're going to look into that, and maybe you'll end up buying it. Maybe you won't. There's absolutely no referral links, but we do like a little bit of ice cream, don't we? Hell friggin' yeah, we do. Thank you guys for coming on through. So all these reports coming out. Oh my God, The Office. Then I'm trying to think of like what the soundtrack even sounds like when you play it on the piano, you know, when you see the opening sign or the the downtown square and the piano plays. But Fortnite getting The Office, I feel like The Office is one of the biggest IPs that just, it's gone through waves of super popular, and then people forget about it, and then they're reminded, and then they sit through and they're like, oh, you know what, let me watch pretty much every single season. And then it gets to the later ones and people do what they do when they complain about Stranger Things, when they complain about what was the other one, Game of Thrones, and the later ones, like, you know what, the series didn't get as good later on, but holy smokes, The Office coming back, maybe. And so while I'm searching all these things around The Office just to see if I can find anything, I come across this guy who is selling Dunder Mifflin ID cards, but apparently it's a part of a game. So $5 or best offer. Do you think the price of Dunder Mifflin ID trading cards could theoretically end up increasing? Toby Flenderson, the most hated character, well, technically the most hated character game, but what would you do with a Toby piece? Pam, the lovely receptionist. The other one was $5 for Dwight. You can get Pam for $6. What a world. And there was somebody that actually did an entire video breaking down how to play the game. We won't watch all of it, but let's learn a little bit together.
Spin Master. This Dunder Mifflin deduction mystery pits 5 to 10 players divided into 2 factions against each other in an effort to get Michael to fire someone from the other team. The Scranton branch is getting shut down and some people are being promoted to corporate, while others, and Michael, are getting laid off. If Michael and his allies can fire one of the soon-to-be promoted employees, they win. If Michael fires one of the soon-to-be laid-off anyway employees, the promotion team wins. Setup begins with assigning ID cards. Depending on the number of players in the game, pull that many ID cards, one of which must be Michael.
So what's super interesting about this, and I don't want to completely derail as we're very much excited to learn about this, but there was a Mike Tyson video that I did not too long ago, or at least part of the live stream, where we went through some of his most notable cards. And honestly, Mike Tyson doesn't have that many cards that are out there, except one of them was a part of this British board game where it was one that it was all images of different athletes. And basically the game was you pull a card and you have to guess who that athlete was. And so cards from that were actually going for a ton of money. And seeing that one where the guy was, you know, selling them for $5 to $6 or whatever. And it's one of those things. The more people know about it, you never know.
Shuffle them face down and give one to each player, who then reveals it and takes the matching character attribute card. Next, pull out one envelope for each player except Michael. These will determine secretly which team everyone is assigned to. First, consult the team breakdown table in the rulebook, and for each player on team promotion, fill one envelope with 2 green incident cards and 1 red incident card. Fill the remaining envelopes with 2 red incident cards and 1 green incident card. These will be for Team Michael. Shuffle the filled envelopes and give one to each player except Michael. Everyone looks at their incident cards privately to determine their team. Next, the player who last sent an email in real life is the first leader, who takes the dry erase marker. Leadership will move clockwise during gameplay. Finally, before gameplay begins, all players must close their eyes. On the leader's count of 3, the players on team promotion, 2 green and 1 red card, open their eyes and reveal themselves to each other. The leader waits 5 seconds or so, has everyone close their eyes again, counts to 3, and everyone opens their eyes.
I don't know if it's just a me thing, but this just trying to learn this and grasp this. Number one, I feel like I would have to actually play it to fully grasp what was going on. And then number two, yeah, let's just buy the cards, have them as collectibles. Why are we wanting to learn another game? But if you guys are wanting to check that out, that's by Geek and Sundry, how to play the Office downsizing game. Almost called them Dunder Mifflin on there, but crazy to see that there are trading cards technically from a board game related to The Office that might see an uptick as The Office is reportedly coming to Fortnite. Some good data on WWE stars in December for performance. This is coming from GemRate. So these are trading cards, and wow, the volume is actually really insane. I thought John Cena would be maybe even number one, but Hulk Hogan number one with 2.7 million. John Cena at 900,000. The Rock 869,000. Rhea Ripley, Roman Reigns. If you're into WWE at all, there you go. And I'll scroll down the list just a little bit. Wow, Rey Mysterio all the way down to 25. Back when I used to watch WWE, Rey Mysterio was absolutely my favorite wrestler. Didn't Topps just release a Chrome set? Oh my goodness. Every single day there is a new release coming out of Topps. I don't know how many employees they have, but holy smokes, they are working overtime. The Sapphire version of Topps Chrome basketball is dropping very soon from card purchasers. So I'm like, okay, you know, as we're learning here, what the hell is the difference between Topps Chrome and the Chrome Sapphire? So Chrome is the standard Chromium release. All right, that's what I figured. Well, Chrome Sapphire is a premium limited online exclusive version with unique blue sapphire accents, special parallels like sapphire only refractors, exclusive inserts, and more exclusive gem-like feel. And like this is just what I'm saying. When I was crashing out the other day, being like, all right, so we have what, 30 different one-of-ones of the same people, but I mean, it's like slight variants with different ones. It's like, oh my goodness, it's insane. It's insane. I can't believe it. I really can't believe it, how many different products are coming out there. But that one being online exclusive, very interesting. Yo, Gary Doge, hey Schiller, caught alive finally. Yo, hell yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing these a little bit later because I used to do them at like 11 a.m. noon, and I'm like, that probably doesn't work for like the majority of people. And I love chatting with you guys. It's great. So Gary, good to see you. I'm Peckham. hello. Because Stone Cold said so. Have you ever seen the video? There's a guy, you feel bad for the drive-thru workers sort of, but they went through a drive-thru. They're wearing like an alien hat and they're like, I'm Stone Cold and I'm going to bring a can of whoop ass or something like that. And it's like, that's not really that funny when I say it, but the clip is hilarious. I need to find it later to show you, but people out there doing the craziest of things. So for the Baseball Series 1, again, from Topps as well, I saw this from Card Purchaser, and it shows that within that, it's got 10 14-card packs, one exclusive oversized card, one exclusive 5-card silver foil board pack, and then a Funko Pop card, which, I mean, Funko Pops are literally everywhere. I'm surprised. And also, I actually reached out to Funko Pop to see if they wanted to do a podcast, and they actually hit me up like right before we went live. So I got to go respond to that after we're done here. But people are going to crash out so hard over this. During the MLB debut patch release, when all those kind of went out and people were super excited about it, Filth Bomb Breaks, which is somebody who's a breaker. If you don't know who a breaker is, imagine that you're watching me right now and we're opening cards and you say, hey, I want to buy one. It's basically that concept. If you've heard of Whatnot, it's a big platform where that traditionally happens on. And they pulled, I think in 2 days, they got 6 of the one-of-one MLB debut patches, which is like just, the odds are insane. And Ellie Willits, which is like the #1 overall MLB pick from the Bowman release, they got the super refractor one-of-one rookie auto. And people are already just absolutely losing their mind. So Mattel, are you familiar with Mattel? Right? The toy manufacturer. So I came across this in my digging of research to find things to talk about with you guys on the stream. And this was created back in February of 2020. Now, that was before the big roar around NFTs and everything, but it's Mattel Creations. And then going through this, I was like, oh, okay, so they have like a virtual one that's a part of it. And for Hot Wheels, look what it says. The Mattel Virtual Collectibles platform is being permanently closed. To keep your digital collectibles, you must transfer them to a Flow wallet before the platform shuts down. Now, Flow has NBA Top Shot, NFL All Day, a lot of other very notable brands and IPs, including Disney Pinnacle Pins. This is the only way to continue accessing, using, or trading your virtual items after the closure. I was like, what? Like, when the heck did this happen? I guess they have like a whole breakdown of everything for it, but when I was looking a little bit earlier, it had like a whole hootenanny. Yeah, like look at this. You could add the bag, $50. Oh, hold on. These look like they're physical ones. Hot Timeless Premier Classic. Does it take you out of the virtuals? If we go to the marketplace here, because when I was looking at it, it was literally Hot Wheel cars that were in these digital packs, and it was like, okay, that seems kind of cool. But the fact that it's already shutting down, and I don't think that I even heard anything about it at the time, and maybe the shutdown is like happening right now. So from yesterday when I ended up finding this to now, yeah, the website's not even loading, which is just bonkers to me. Like what the heck happened? So exciting. And I think Bratz was a part of this as well. You know, Canvas, yeah, no, these are all like just normal physical ones. So everything digital, they're just not highlighting anymore. Oh, here we go. Maybe. No. Yeah, yeah. All right. I was planning on showing you this, and apparently they've already like deleted all the links for it. Oh, here we go. Never mind. The site just takes absolutely forever to load. So this is showing that this is on Flow right now. It's at 0.1 Flow, which I don't think Flow's even that expensive. Yeah, yet another NFT disaster. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. But I mean, I think like the concept of these are like kind of neat. And again, like Hot Wheels, when you have these brands that are bigger, like I do think this is cool, right? Like, it's just a different form of collecting, but it sucks that I guess they're just like not doing anything anymore. If Mattel can't even make money on a JPEG, we're all screwed. Well, is it something to do with them going on Flow? Is it them not having the right like marketing around it? Is it the fact that the market just isn't ready for that sort of thing? Where we've seen other platforms have like pretty moderate success too. So it's a very interesting time in that sense for everything around that. I saw somebody that had a whole bunch of Beckett 10s of this card. And I was like, I wonder how expensive this is. So this is a one-piece card that is the Monkey D. Luffy 3rd anniversary winner. And this is where it just friggin' grinds my gears about trading cards, is finding the friggin' price on this stuff is just a pain. So on TCG Player, okay, it says $400. Phenomenal. You go over to price charting, it says it's $165.73. And then you go over to this site that says it's $378. Now they're sold out. Okay, sure. But it's like everything's all over the place. So how do you tell which is the right price point? But either way, super expensive table of cards that look like they had 8 of that same one in 10. Sheesh, insane. If Logan Paul is joining the One Piece TCG and starting to open packs and promote, we're heading down a path of prices being crazy soon. Wasn't One Piece already starting to go kind of crazy? But this is what's insane of thinking about just like the content, the marketing, and everything else around it. So he took the card, put it in a $75,000 necklace, which is just a talking point for people, right? Okay, you took a Pokemon card and you put it in a bunch of diamond encrusted cases. For what reason? I guess a story. He wore it to WrestleMania, which not everybody's a part of WWE, but still kind of cool. You got a Guinness World Record for the highest sale at the time, I believe, for a trading card. And then Ken Golden wore it during the Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua fight, right? And so here's a little bit of a video kind of explaining what is going on with the auction right now. $6 million. That's what this card's going for right now. You've probably heard about this PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator card that involves Logan Paul and Golden auction. Apparently the card was previously fractionalized and then bought back by Logan. But people weren't paid out even till now. So they naturally got upset when the announcement was made that this card was going to Golden for auction. He had previously traded his PSA 9 Pikachu Illustrator card, which at the time was going for $1.275 million, with an additional $4 million on top of it, for the current PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator card that's on auction. But if we look very closely at the card's condition, is it actually a PSA 10? The current bid is $6 million with the buyer's premium, with prediction markets predicting that it could go all the way up to $12 million. So what price do you think that it'll eventually be at? That's the question. What's the price going to be at? And Ken Golden was on the Impulsive podcast and talking about, oh yeah, you know, if we break the record, then I'll be happy. It'll be great, and I'll be able to celebrate and everything else. And it's insane how much they collectively are pushing that as a whole. So I was into Magic the Gathering for a while, and I'm going to end up keep bringing this up probably every stream because I just think that it's really neat. But the Lorwyn Eclipsed is the next set coming out for Magic the Gathering, and the pre-releases are happening tomorrow and then Saturday. If you've never been to a pre-release before, I know I complained about The Office earlier for that game being like, you know what, I don't know if I want to learn a new card game or a board game, but I learned Magic. I went to some of the pre-releases, and it's kind of a set where you go there, you buy a pack. The price ranges are all different depending on what store you go to, but then you have kind of a mini tournament where you just have to make a deck out of the cards that you get in the packs that are for this. And usually there's one card within it that has a label of the date of the pre-release, and those ones are kind of super exclusive, and it was super, super fun. So you know what? I might go and buy a pack of the pre-release thing. Probably won't end up playing it, but I am excited to see what some of these cards end up looking like. And again, just a reminder, tomorrow and then Saturday for that is when the pre-releases happen. So one of the things that I do on the side is doing basketball and volleyball commentary. Now, am I amazing at it? No, but I think that, you know, we can hold my own with some of the big dogs. But then between the two games, because we have the women's game first and the men's game a little bit later, I'm kind of hanging out in the hall. I bought a box of Pringles. Felt kind of snackish, and I'm sitting there, and somebody that I know walked up to me, and they were like, yo, the Collectibles Guy, what's going on? And I was like, oh my Lord, all right. So we're going down this path. And then they started talking to me about how their kid was really into Pokemon, and they've been buying all the different packs for, well, not necessarily all the different packs, but buying a fair amount of them, and they had a fair amount of sports cards and stuff too. And they made a comment about, you know, I don't really know what any of these things are worth. And my kid is saying, yo, I want to bring these cards to school and give them to other people. And, you know, innocently as a kid, you're like, okay, like I want to do whatever. But as a parent, you're like, oh my God, let's not give you let's not give you the expensive cards. So I'm trying to think of what can I say to give them an idea of sort of like something that's valuable for the cards. And sure, you can go on the bottom and look for the stars, but I feel like that's something that doesn't really compute or will be remembering. Will be remembering. Is that English? Yeah, I guess so. But I said, look for the things that are the full art. Traditionally, you know, you have the character up top and then the text below. But if it's a full art where the whole thing is covered with a style and kind of an art piece, then traditionally those ones are a little bit more expensive. So just keep that one in mind. And I saw this person that had a couple of pulls of the full art and thought, damn, let's use that one as kind of an example of what that looks like. And if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you guys know that in some theaters, the extended editions are being brought back for the 25th anniversary. And this was hilarious because somebody's like, so you're telling me that I got to go to the theater at 9 p.m. to watch The Return of the King extended edition? You're going to be out of there by like midnight. What an absolute journey. I had a buddy in college where we were both like super into like Lord of the Rings, Hobbit. We watched The Walking Dead every single Sunday. If you guys watched that series when it was back on TV, I feel like there's very few shows that release right now that give you that like excitement. I think Stranger Things is obviously like the most recent one, and that was on Netflix within their releases. I feel The Last of Us, when that series was coming out as well. But Lord of the Rings, the extended editions, if you're wanting to go to theaters, that is a possibility for you. I posted one of the clips from the stream that was talking about Pokemon and Lego and got an unreal amount of views on YouTube. You should also see one of the ones where we clipped a Magic the Gathering floor. It's got like 50,000 views. It's like, holy smoke. Shorts are crazy, crazy, crazy. But Lego, guys, back in 1999, and even now, people are obsessed with Lego, and I think that I underestimated how big of a deal it was. But the Droideka, remember this thing? Remember the like roly-poly-oly type of deal? And it was for Star Wars? Back in 1999. Just simple, easy, cool. Now that's a collectible that we need to get into. So Zeneca was talking about this Ninja Creamy, which is a very weird name for a product to begin with, but, you know, All right, cool. Saying it's the best kitchen product since, like, the fridge. If this thing is as good as a fridge, when you're able to take out a drink and it's nice and cold when you're feeling something cold, okay, let's look into it. So the Ninja Creamy XL Deluxe. It's got a 4.2 rating. I don't know if I can make this that much bigger. It's just, is that cookies and cream, vanilla, strawberry, chocolate? Okay, great. Let's just read a little bit about this and find out if this is something that we need to purchase. With the Ninja Creamy XL Deluxe, you can turn almost anything into ice cream and so much more. You can turn almost anything into ice cream. Okay. Make classic creamy treats like ice cream, sorbet, gelato, and mix-in masterpieces, and now make creamy, scoopable, and drinkable treats like Italian ice, slushy, cremicino, frozen yogurt, and frozen drinks right at home. Okay. What am I supposed to do, though? Like, just take whatever? Is it like actually one of those things where you take whatever? What's the reviews? Oh, yeah, that's what we want to see. Oh, is it just text? Best ice cream ever. So good. Experimenting with ingredients is fun and delicious. We've used this a lot since opening it on Christmas Day. What an incredible product. So far, we've made regular ice cream, lactose-free ice cream, and sorbet, and it's done a wonderful job at all of them. Maybe I'm just an idiot because I've never made like homemade ice cream before. Not to out myself on that. Turn one frozen base into two finished flavors, one in the top half and one on the XL. I don't know. Listen, $300. What do we think? Yeah, you want to create a monster. Unreal. I mean, I'm trying to think of like the last time that I had some damn good ice cream. I don't know. So the Ninja Creamy, if any of you guys end up trying that out, please let me know how good it is. Tiger Woods gave out these signed custom cards to guests at his 50th birthday and for the TGR Foundation party. Look at that. Not too shabby. Signed and all, made by Upper Deck. Celebrities getting into the trading card scene as gifts. That's kind of neat. And the other day we highlighted where Konami from Yu-Gi-Oh! They made a wedding gift of kind of a one-of-one card for a big fan. And then we saw also with Topps with Karl Anthony Towns and his wife, or fiance, excuse me, where they gave the each couple a one-of-two cards. Kind of cool. Haagen-Dazs is $8.99. So do you want one Haagen-Dazs for $8.99 or an unlimited lifetime of the Creamy Deluxe for $2.99? That is the question. Hans Zimmer will officially compose the score for the Harry Potter TV series at HBO. What an absolute headline. Love to see it. Hans Zimmer absolutely killing it on anything that they're doing. I feel like we're starting to percolate a little bit in terms of Harry Potter news and excitement. We had Upper Deck announce that for the Philosopher's Stone's 25th anniversary, they're launching a whole bunch of cards, including a gold one-of-one on the release. We're getting news out of this. We're starting to see some footage coming out. I mean, hey, it's like 6 months into filming. I think I saw the headline the other day. So you might have seen this on the stream a while ago, but let me play this right quick because I want to give you a hit of nostalgia if you're a fan of Warhammer. It gives you almost like a Warhammer feel. Did you guys ever play Warhammer back in the day when you had the figurines and you glued them together and then spray painted them and then painted them? I remember those. I miss those stores. They were amazing. It gives you almost like factual. So I posted that exact clip, and guys, if you wanna hoot and holler, honestly, go to the YouTube Shorts page and just go through the comments because some of these are just absolutely unreal. But there was one guy that was like, have you not like paid attention to what's going on with Warhammer? It is still as big as it was back in the day. And for myself, again, like I was really into kind of these, I don't know, like medieval type elves fantasy and stuff. I didn't really care about the Warhammer 40K where it was more like, you know, the big soldiers and machine guns and this and that. It was like, you know what? It's not really my cup of tea on that stance, but it's like, you know, you're right. I'm uneducated on that completely. I am completely uneducated on what's going on within Warhammer. And I'm also uneducated on what's going on with Disney Lorcana, but after seeing somebody taking a bunch of Magic the Gathering cards, putting that on their floor for aesthetics, well, okay, so people just like something that gives them a hit of nostalgia. So these Disney princesses, Cinderella, Snow White, whatever it may be, Beauty and the Beast, when you look at these cards, does it give you any sort of feel, any sort of emotion? That's really all that it's about. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels like that's all that people care about right now. Having a good vibe, looking at something that they're like, damn, you know what? That looks pretty good. And sometimes it's looking at yourself in the mirror. As Peckham comes through and all of his chats from today go flying up there, that's what we like to see. But that's going to be it for this edition of XFeed. Guys, we do the RWA Segments podcast, and the past week's episode was absolutely unreal. If you don't know what Poro Swiss is, it is a Switzerland sun care, skincare brand that has taken Pudgy Penguin IP, thrown it on their products. We did an interview with Sylvan. They gave some really great stories about how just the aspect of these cute, cuddly characters. He was like, you know what? We need to have some kind of character to help promote this race. They bought like a 6-foot inflatable, and a bunch of kids wanted to go up and take photos of it. And it just leans back into this thing of what is aesthetically pleasing? What do people feel any sort of emotion around? And if you're wanting to hear more about that, the link will be down in the description down below here if you're watching on YouTube. If you're over on X, again, you can find it in my bio, and I've tweeted about it before. Peckham, Gary Doge, and anybody else watching, guys, thank you so much. Any likes on the video, shares, retweets are incredibly helpful and appreciated. I hope you guys got some sort of value with this. We do have a ton more headlines to go through, but we will get those tomorrow as it is Friday. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then. Peace. I keep doing that thing where I don't hit the thanks again, or thanks for watching. We're good. Okay, goodbye.